Hey guys, it's Jim from JAGfx.com again. This is just another video tutorial, I guess you could say, on using the strategy tester built into the MT4 platform. So all that means is it's a tester that you can use to test EAs, whether that be with a particular set of settings or you want to try different settings and see what works out best. I must warn you though that the strategy tester, you will get mixed results at times. It's not entirely accurate. I wouldn't rely on it too much. Don't think it's gospel. A lot depends on what sort of data you've got. A lot of traders that take this backtesting fairly serious will import like specific data for the pair they're backtesting. So they might get tick data from a third party sort of thing. It's not what I do. I just use the platform's data. That'll do me. I guess it'd be a lot more important if you're trading, if you're testing on lower time frames, where you want complete accuracy. For me, I'm just trading, backtesting and trading off the 4 hour and sort of the 1 hour, 4 hour and daily charts. So it's not really that big a deal, but just be aware that if you want complete or better accuracy, then I would suggest that you look into obtaining better data that's cleaner and more reliable. But anyway, I'll just show you. You can see the screen here. Like I said, this is just the basics. So we want to bring up the strategy tester. So assuming we've got EAs already loaded onto the MT4 platform, and we want to just see how they perform, get a bit of an idea. A couple of ways to open the strategy tester. The way I always use, just up the icons across the top here. This one with a magnifying glass. Sometimes when you run your cursor over it, it'll come up with strategy tester. You can open it there just by pressing that, and you will see it comes up here. That's your strategy tester. It just you can move it, make it smaller, fit more of your screen if you wish. It's just up to you. Or to close it, you just click on this little cross on the top left. Another way of opening, just go up to view, bring down just click on the menu, and you'll see tester in there. So let's say we've got the strategy tester open. Now we've got a choice here. I only ever use it for Expert Advisor, but there's a drop down menu here. You can use it for custom indicators also. I'm not really sure how that works. I don't really use it. Like I said, this is only the basics. I'm not that good on the strategy tester, so I wouldn't rely on me too much, but just move that out of the way. So this is what it looks like when you're on the settings page, and this is where you input what pair you want to use, what EA, etc. you want to use. So we've already clicked Expert Advisor here. We go across, we can see we've got the SMSF, my good old bread and butter EA. And you can see there's a big list there, so you just have to highlight it, double click on it, and it'll bring it up. Pair you want to trade on, so I've gone with the Great British Pound Japanese Yen because that's probably my favourite pair. And we'll look over here, we've got the 4 hour, so we're doing it on the 4 hour chart. Now this is important, this one here, you've got the model box. Now when I'm initially running my tests, I want to do it so it's quick, short, sharp and fast. So you got this drop down menu here, you've got the top one, every tick, and it tells you in the brackets it's the most precise method based on all available least time frames to generate each tick. I generally do that after I've found the settings I think will work. I'll then run a test using every tick. But most of the time I'll go to control points, that's the second option. A very crude method based on the nearest less time frame. The results must not be considered. So I consider them, but yeah. And then you've got open prices only, which is not too good if your system relies on a signal that's mid candle or something like that. So I just use control points. That just gives me an idea. So you just click that box there, use date, then you can choose your date. Like for example, it's from to, so you can just click on today's date and it gives you basically 31st of January 2017. and on here you can just choose any date in that month, or you can just use these arrows, or if you click on June itself, then you can flick through the years. So you want to go back to say 2012 or something, you can. I'm not a big believer in testing EAs over like 10 years worth of data, especially as most of my EAs actually work on a semi-auto basis. So I tend to just trade them, use the EA to get me into a trade with some initial trade settings or money management settings. Then once I get back to the computer, I will normally take over the EA and trade, complete the trade manually. So I'll remove the EA and then take over the trade. So for this one, we'll just keep it simple. 1st of June to the current date. So what's that? 7-8 months. Now, the spread, you've got a choice. I just use the current spread. You know, if you're a bit concerned, you can put it on 10 or something like that. Depends a lot on what pair you're trading. I just keep it at current. As I said, this is only an indication, so I'm not relying on this. It just gives me an idea what will work, what won't work. So you can, a few things here. I'll probably only use the expert properties and open chart. I don't know how to modify an expert, so I just leave that as is. And symbol properties, I've got no idea what that actually is. But say we go to expert properties, all right? So for example, we've got the pound yen here on the 4 hour, and I've got the SMSF EA attached. Now, say I'm not sure what settings I want to use, but I want to keep it everything basic. Like I want to use the higher time frame filter, so the daily, and I've set it to true. Settings for the daily filter, no MA filter, so that's cool. There's my settings for the actual 4 hour chart. Now I'm not sure about my stop loss, so I want to set a stop loss. So, and it's because I want to check different parameters. What you do is you come over to the left here and you tick this box next to stop loss. So I've ticked that box, or checked that box, and I come over here and I want to start my at 20. So I want my stop loss to be a minimum of 20, and I want it, and you see the words, you got step, I want to go up in 20. So I only want to make it simple, I'm checking 20, the next one will be 40, next one will be 60, 80, 100, so on. All the way up to my maximum is 600. So I'm looking for a stop loss between 20 and 600 in steps or increments of 20. I take profit, I'm just going to leave it 0. My open lot, I might just crank that up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. I'll put it at 0, 1. You get up to testing here on the top left, and you can see it's a $10,000 account, and long and short, so it's taking trades in both directions, and $10,000. So go back to inputs. So 0.01 lot, I'm not going to worry about any money management. Start time and trading time, I'm not going to worry about any of that stuff. It's just on the basics here. Close end time, no. Use filter, close, no. Use break even, you've got an option of using break even, no, I'm not going to worry about that. Use trailing stop. Now set this to true, you can see it's true here. Now this is, I want to find out what parameters will suit me best here. So again, I've ticked the boxes, or checked the boxes on the left, so I want trail activation and trailing stop. Again, I'm starting at 20. So basically that means it won't start checking the figures until price goes at least 20 pips in my favour, and it goes up in increments of gain of 20 all the way up to 400. So this is for the trailing stop, that's for the activation, and this is for the actual stop itself. So here I start at 0, increments of 20 up to 400. So you may have something like reading might be price gets to plus 200, then it trails my stop by 150 or something like that. So don't worry about it too much. So I'm using 3, just everything else I'll just leave as is. So I'm testing 3 things. I'm testing basically the stop loss, and I've got my parameters set, and I'm testing the trailing stop feature to go hand in hand with that stop loss. So they all work together. So just press OK, like you would on any normal one, come over to this side here, and you've got a box called optimization. So what we're doing is we're trying to optimize the EA. So we just check that box, tick, and all you do is press start. Now hopefully this will go through pretty quick. I'll probably get to the stage where it'll just start ticking over, then I'll pause the video, but I'll just show you how it starts. So we'll just press start, and it should go through. My computer's not the fastest on the planet, so it'll just take a while to get going. Now you can see it started already. Gives you sort of a time estimate. That's not really accurate, just above the stop start button. Then you come across to the left here, you can see it's checked 6 out of a potential 1,280. I'm not really sure what the number in the brackets is or how it works, but as these numbers get bigger, the 10, the 11, that number on the left gets bigger, you'll start to see this bar along the bottom fill up. Now, there we go, see how it's starting to fill up, and once it's at the end, and it can go pretty quick. So far we've tested 16. I've got it set up that it'll only show positive results. You can, I'll show you here. So across the bottom here you've got settings, and the next one's optimization results. So you click on that, and here we have what it's done so far. You'll see this on the right, you'll see that move up as more data gets in below here. I'll show you what I mean. Like, you click across the any of these columns to put these columns in order. So for example, I want the highest profit. So just click on the profit, and it gives me the highest profit. The highest profit so far is 16,137, all right? Gives you the number of trades, your profit factor, expected payoff, drawdown in dollars, and drawdown in percentages. So this is just a test. I'm just trying to show you how it works. So it tells you what pass it was. You can, now I'll show you what I mean. I'll just reverse them. So that's the last one was number 37. So we go down here. You can see there's already been 2 more passes since I clicked that. So you can play with this, these columns, just give an idea. So you want the highest profit factor, it's 4.30, and you can see how many trades there are. You can see your drawdown percentage, and it gives you, for this one here, you've got a profit of 16,000, roughly, profit factor of 4.3, gives you drawdown, 20% drawdown, stop loss is 280, your trail activation 60, and your trailing stops 400, which is just about in their limit. So once price goes plus 60, your stop trails by 400. So it's got a fair way to go here, so I won't run through all of that. You've got optimization results. I'll just explain that. You've got optimization graph. Now look, to be honest, I've done a course, and I'll show you a website in a minute, where you learn all about this stuff and how to use it. There is ways you can change it. You can right click on it, and you've got this 2D surface. Look, you can get right into this strategy testing. I don't know the ins and outs of it, I'll be honest. I don't know how to interpret this. I have learned how to do it, but I've forgotten. So I just try to keep it fairly simple for myself. It's got all these different settings here. Yeah, as I said, I'm not really sure. So it's only these three columns at the moment we're looking at, or 3 pages at the moment we're looking at. The rest referred to once the test is completed. So what I'll do is I'll just have a look at the results. I'll bring up the highest profit one, because that's all we're just playing with this at the moment. So there it is there, roughly. I'll stop the test, there's no need to see it any further. So I've stopped the test. Now, if I want to just check that, I want those inputs. So I want a stop loss of 300, trail activation of 380, trailing stop of 340. All I do is anywhere on that top line, just right click on that line, and you'll see set input parameters. Just left click on that, and that'll put them in my EA. I'll stop that and I'll show you. So I go to Expert Advisors, Now, even though it's still ticked for a test, you'll see now it's set that 220. And you go down here and you'll see the trail activations at 300 and the trailing stops at 320. Even though they're ticked, press OK. You'll notice that this optimization box is being unticked or unchecked. So now we're just running an individual test, and I'm still running it on the control points, which will go very quick. So press start and we'll see if it matches what they said. So we just wait for it. Now it's ticking over. All right, so there's your graph, your equity curve. Your blue is your actual balance of your account, and your green is your actual equity of your account during the test. So you can see a few times there equity was a lot higher when you had big open trades. So that's that same test. Now let's have a look, see if it's comparable as bets. So you come across, you can check the results if you wish, just by going here. This just gives you all the trade results. You can just go scroll down through that list. You'll see big, because of the EA, you'll get big batches like this where a heap close at the same time. That's because you're opening multiple trades and they're all basically catching up with the same trailing stop. So we finished there. Let's have a look at the graph. So it started down here at 10,000 roughly, end up at just close to 20,000. Now we'll go to the report. All right, this is your good stuff. Remember I said about the quality of the test and that. It gives you that information on this top line here. Ticks modelling quality. It's got NA. You'll see some will have 90%. You'll see some will have 99%. Obviously, the higher the better. And for me, I don't really care. But if you're really anal about it and you want to do perfect testing and really, drill it down, so to speak, and have a lot more confidence in it, then I suggest you would make some effort to get some decent data and really get your testing data to be as precise as possible. But we'll just run through a few figures here. I don't really pay much attention to anything on the top two lines. So we've got our initial deposit, 10,000 here. Total net profit, so it was only 10,237, which is still pretty good in that short time, doesn't matter. Profit factor 3.18, which is good, and it's an over roughly 1.35, 1.4 is good. So when you get up to 3.18, it's getting a bit ridiculous, but absolute drawdown gives you a total number of trades. Over here is your gross profit, is your gross loss. So you can see, compare things. Maximum drawdown, only had it down as 12.69%, which was better than the test we did before. And it gives you the actual dollar drawdown, which is 2,900 roughly. It gives you percentages of trades won overall, short 54, longs 53, and a total of 53. Largest profit trade 1,237, largest loss trade 199, so it's good. Average profit trade 505, average loss trade 187. Now with just an over 50% strike rate, with an average winning trade of 515, average losing trade of just under $200, that says it's a good system. Now whether it worked for a long time, who knows? I'm just trying to give you an idea how to read the figures. Maximum consecutive wins in dollars and trades in these two columns here, and so there's 6 consecutive losses. Now it looks, then we come down this one, average consecutive wins 3 and average consecutive losses 3, so that means at times it could be 3 losses in a row. It'd be quite common, but that's fairly average. Now you look at these figures and it all looks very impressive in that. The drawdown is reasonably low on this test. But can you handle mentally 6 losing trades in a row? What if you started trading, that was your first 6 losing trades? You'd be thinking, and this is on the 4-hour chart, so that could take a month before you see that and you go, oh wow, this system's terrible, and it just may play with your mind a bit, play on the mind. So you just got to be that's what this testing sort of shows you what it does. So it gives you an idea what it can do. So go back to the settings. Now we can just click on the open chart here, and what it does, it'll open up the actual chart that the test was run on. Now it's got the indicators, there's a MACD and a QQE. Generally I just get rid of the indicators if I hit the right button. And I'll just give you an idea. Delete indicator, and I dislike the grid immensely. Now here's the chart, and this is from your first trade, so it gives you a bit of a visual on how your trades went. Because they're obviously losing trades. They're buys. Blue's buy, and red is sell. See here we got a cluster of trades, and they're all closing in the same area. Same here. There's 3 trades. And there's a nice run. Look at that spike. So that's the good thing about EAs. If you're trading that manually, you may have missed that, but EA doesn't generally. So here we go. Look at that big cluster of buy trades. So it just gives you an idea how that works. So we'll go back to the strategy tester. Yeah. That's just what they call a visual trade. Now, you might like these settings, and you want to save these settings but before you would do that, what I would do, and I'm not going to do it now because it'll take a long time, is I would just go change that box, the model, to every tick, which is the most precise method, and I'd run exactly the same test on that. I could probably do that and pause the video, so I might just do that because it does take a little while. So I'll just press the start button, and it takes a while to collate all the information and stuff. So I'll pause the video. Right guys, I'm back. So our every tick test has been completed. You can see the green lines all the way across the bottom of the chart down the bottom here. So we'll go to the graph. Looks pretty much the same. You can see every tick written up here. So go to the report. Again, it's pretty close to the same result as before. 10,200, 3.18, 54 trades, 12.69% drawdown, still over that 50. Pardon me. Around the 50, just over 50% winning trades. So nothing's changed. So to me, that would say that's not a bad setting. What I'd like to do then is forward test it on a demo account. So to save that, you just go back to settings, open your expert properties tab, and down here you see down the bottom right you've got a save button. If you just click on that, and hopefully something will happen. That'd be right. Just bear with me while my platform catches up. This is a bit like the templates when you load charts on. You can, I've got a few saved already in here. They're called set files. So if you ever see something .set, that's a set file. So I'll just give it a name. I'll show you what I mean. So you can name it anything you like, so you know what it is. So I knew it was the SMSFEA. It was on the GPP, JPY, 4 hour, into daily. Pardon me. So I've given it a name. Just press save, and it'll be always there. So I can use that any time. So for example, if I go back in expert properties, and so I just change something. So I changed that to 400, the stop loss I've changed to 400. Press OK, so it's saved in there. If I go back to expert properties, now to get it, I just press load. Excuse me, I'm just going to pause the video so I can get a drink. Yeah, sorry about that. Got something stuck in my throat that I shouldn't have, and I've got no video editing skills, so you're going to get all my coughing and my voice going downhill quickly. But I've had a drink of water, cleared my throat. So So we've saved that set file before. Just think of a set file like a template. So now I've changed the settings in my EA and I want to get back to that original set file. Just open this the settings tab and go to the word load. Click on that. That'll bring up your choice of your set files. You scroll down and here it is here. SMSF, Great British Pound, JPY 4 hour into daily. Double click on that. And if we go down, we'll see that the stop loss has now been changed to 220, so it's back to the original setup. So you can save that, and you can just make, and what I do is I make notes on spreadsheets. You've seen some of my testing if you're in my Facebook group, whereas I like to put everything on a spreadsheet, and I also take all these set files I like and put them in a folder on my desktop, etc. So that's about it, team. That's about that's testing in a nutshell using Strategy Tester on the MT4 platform. Now, like I said, it's good to give you an indication. Now, you saw a test there where it come up with some pretty good results. Don't be fooled by them. As I said, my data's a bit rough and ready. It's not precise enough, and I would like to forward test that. And if you look at the chart, it's only from this area here up to there, and everything else is pretty flat. So it just showed you that particular pair, which the reason I picked that pair is because it does have some great trends. And I don't care if it went 6 months flat, then shot up for 2 months, then went flat again and shot up again another 6 months later. It wouldn't worry me. But like I said, if you have those 6 losers right from the get-go, it could get a bit hard on the old mind game. So just be warned about that. So that's Strategy Tester in a nutshell. And I said before, you can get, I did a course a while ago. If you ever heard of Udemy, or I think that's how you pronounce it, UDEMY. Now, Forex Boat, I bought a course. I'm not even sure how much it is. I think they're around about $50. I'm not suggesting you buy a course. I've got nothing to gain from telling you about this course, but this is what I bought. The guy that runs this course from Forex Boat, Krill, he's a pretty good guy, knows his stuff, he's a programmer. And the course basically runs through about optimization, how to set up EAs and stuff like that. And he explains all those other tabs that I couldn't explain, you know, the 2D and all that sort of stuff. Where we just go down, look, yeah, here we go, he's got a whole section here on optimization tips and tricks. You know, the 2D surface visual analysis, you know, setting limitations, exporting optimization result in Excel, you know, stability criteria for optimization, stuff that I would hardly look at. This is for hardcore people that like to get a bit techie, a bit geeky. Not for me. So, but if you're interested in something, there are courses like that, or you can YouTube it, or get on Google and have a look around. Probably get it for free. I'm sure there's probably even forums that just deal in the technical side of things. Hurts my head, so it's not really my thing. But there is stuff out there. As I said, this is probably about $50. I'm not sure. I've done it, and you can see all the course my courses. I've tried to learn MT4 and all sorts of things, and just I'm afraid that's a big failure. But anyway, guys, that's a Strategy Tester. It's there to use, there to practice your EAs, play with your settings, keep notes, record any good settings, and yeah, if you want to know more, you're welcome to join my Facebook group and ask questions there. You can go to my website there, JAGfx.com, and there's a contact form there, or you can just contact me directly on email at JAGfx33@gmail.com. Okay, so again, I apologise for the cough and the splurt and the pausing, so talk later. Thanks, guys. Bye.